John Gray writes, reverse guilty pleasures, a movie everyone else loved and you just didn't get it.
I said this all the time. For me, it is everybody who's way smarter than me loves this film. So I am totally in the minority here. Blade Runner. Blade Runner to me, yep, that's my reverse one. We've all got them, but for me, and I'm man enough, damn it, to say it. But yeah, Blade Runner to me, even though everybody who's way smarter than me loves it, and I acknowledge that, but mine has always been Blade Runner.
I love Blade Runner.
Everybody does. Of course you do.
I mean, it's you know,
but what does everybody love that you don't?
What does everyone love that I don't?
Yeah, the reverse.
I really wanna
the reverse guilty pleasure.
Oh my God! You put me on the spot. I don't think I've ever been asked this question. Honestly, come back to me. Let me think for a second.
Well, you know, I love classic movies, so I should love Lawrence of Arabia.
That's one of my top 10 all-time favorites.
I know.
Stop.
I just don't.
Stop.
I just don't love it.
Have you
ever seen it in the theater?
That is very big of you to admit
Not in 70, no. I would give it another go.
Oh my God.
I love that one.
I can't, I mean, that is just like jaw-dropping.
I know, see?
But we all got him. We all got that one.
I absolutely hate Citizen, no, kidding. Like, not at all. No, you know, I don't have a good answer for you off the top of my head, and as far as a movie that everyone loves that I don't. I really would have to think about this. I will think about this for the next time I'm on.
Tweet it later today.
Or I'll think about it for the next time I'm on, honestly.
All right, what's next?
Sebastian Culligan writes, do you think that Hangover 3 would have been a lot better if it had followed the formula of the previous two and set it in, say, Europe?
Well, the second one sucked. And the second one did follow. No, the reason they did something that was a rather significant departure in the third one than they did in the first two was because the second film sucked so badly because it was just an absolute carbon copy of the first one, just overlay a different city on top of it. And that's what pulled me out of it, because I love The Hangover so much. But they had to do a departure. I actually prefer the third one over the second one, personally.
Yeah.
I do too.
Me too.
What do you guys think about it?
I like you go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I like the third one better than the second one. I think they did the third to redeem themselves from the second.
I agree.
The first was brilliant. The second was so lazy. It was just exactly a copy of the first.
I still can't believe there's 3 of those movies.
They seem to happen like that.
But here's the thing. They've all made a ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I think the reason is that, look, I prefer everyone prefers the first movie to the second and third. Ultimately, the reason the second and third, I think, pulled people in is people like the characters and the dynamic.
Absolutely.
And you want to...
The wolf pack.
Yeah, exactly, the wolf pack. But the third one has the giraffe joke. So, I mean,
the giraffe joke was funny.
That there, that makes the third one spectacular. Like, that just one joke, I mean, that's ballsy. That one.
You know what they should do? They should do Hangover 4, where they lose... What's Zach Galifianakis' character's name?
Alan?
Alan. They lose Alan, but as it turns out, it's just skinny Zach Galifianakis and they don't recognize him anymore. And they think they've lost him. And they go look for his missing 100 pounds.
He looks amazing.
He looks so different now. It's crazy. He looks great.
Yeah,
I'm not commenting on that.
He's great in Birdman.
Yes, that's 100%.
Fabulous in Birdman.
Everyone is fabulous in Birdman. Like, did we mention that we like that movie?
All right, let's take 2 more really quick.
All right, Douglas Truman writes, with Cyborg showing up in B vs. S, what other characters do you think will make a cameo?
They've pretty much thrown the kitchen sink at it right now. Cameos could be anybody. Could be anybody. And honestly, I don't care because since it is just a cameo, it's not going to add anything of substance to whatever the film is. Like, I can take one of my favorite DC superhero characters and have them, oh, look, that was him walking by in the background. Now I love this movie. No, it doesn't really, cameos don't do much for me, so I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would really like to just see a whole bunch of Easter eggs that tease what's coming. You know, like a new...
If they actually tease what's coming and not just an Easter egg for the sake of an Easter egg.
No, what I'm saying is, now that they have a roadmap, they can easily add in via CGI or something, but like, I would love... I mean, this is just my brainstorming, but I would love like Clark Kent standing by the Daily Planet newspaper, and he's like talking to someone on a phone or whatever, and on the newspaper you see like Cyborg, you know, like a picture of him, like, who is this man? You know, things like that like tease the larger universe. But I don't need to have like 50 superheroes making little cameos. In fact, I'd prefer it not being like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Marvel's so good at the Easter eggs. Most of them I don't get.
And when they do
But
plant
people do.
a significant Easter egg, it usually does point to something else.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the whole
good.
Doctor Strange name drop,
Smart.
Stephen Strange in Cap 2, that points to something larger.
I got to tell you, the best Easter egg that DC / Warner Brothers has ever done is their Easter egg in I Am Legend for Batman Superman.
Batman v
yeah.
Superman, the poster in
That
Times
was
Square.
amazing.
And it's basically the poster they're using now. So you want to talk about a long-term plan? It's Warner Brothers with I Am Legend.
Genius.
They knew what was coming.
This is the culmination of a 9-year plan.
Yes.
All right, one more.
Chatter writes, do spoilers ruin movies for you? I agree that major plot twists are not good, but what about basic plot and character?
No, but like we've had this discussion before, but like there are some exceptions. Okay, now the twist of Sixth Sense. Obviously, if you know what that the whole movie hinges on, that's an exception to this. But for me, honestly, it's not what happens in a movie; it's the telling of the story to me. So if I've read a book that's being turned into a movie first, the movie's not ruined for me. I prefer not to. I'd rather not to. I have a personal rule that I won't read a book first. But if I do read the book, it doesn't change my... Look, I knew the Titanic sank at the end, okay? Didn't ruin the movie for me. So unless it's something big, but like there are some people, I'm sure you get this on your site too. There are some people where if I found out that there is a scene in Batman versus Superman where where Superman, Clark Kent, is in Perry White's office having a discussion with him, and I mentioned that on the show, I tell you, I'm going to get 100 emails from people yelling at me that I'm giving away spoilers. And that's an extreme example, but there's so many people that think that any detail you give about a movie is a spoiler. Well, did it really spoil the movie for you, knowing that there's a car chase halfway through this movie? Superman and Batman are going to fight at some point in Batman versus Superman. These are spoilers.
Oh man, I really need to get into this real quick. I absolutely hate spoilers. I'm completely against them. The movie's 2 hours. The less you know, the better. I will cite myself as an example in this. Like, for example, The Equalizer. I'm very lucky. I get to do a lot of set visits, and on set I learn a lot about films. The Equalizer is a great example. I saw a bunch of scenes on set. They showed me video. I learned so much that when I finally saw the finished film, I had seen some of the big action beats. I knew a lot of the story. I didn't like the movie as much as a lot of other people, and I really think that is a result of me knowing way too much going in.
Yeah, but you're not the average Joe Public guy who doesn't get to go and be on set and see all that stuff happen.
But even normal movies that I'm not fortunate enough to do something like that, I strongly believe that spoilers ruin the cinematic experience, because the more you know about twists and turns, for me, the less you are like. Again, maybe it's because I know a lot about movies, but like if I try not to watch trailers. Like I really try to avoid, because if I'm going to see a movie, why do I want to learn all these things? I would rather just go in and not know everything and just be, that's why film festivals are amazing. When you watch a movie and you don't know what's coming. So every twist and turn is like, oh my God, Anyway.
For me personally, hearing a spoiler doesn't ruin it for me, because I like to see the cinematic experience and be in that moment watching it. Like reading Gone Girl didn't ruin it at all for me. But I try not to spoil anything for people who do, take it to heart. And only thing I get annoyed at is when people get angry if you spoil something for a movie that's been out for like 10 years.
Oh yeah, no, I have a rule about
come on.
spoilers. My rule about spoilers is like, if the movie has already had its theatrical run, has already come out on home video and video on demand for a number of months, then if you really wanted to see that movie, you would have seen the movie already.
That should be the rule.
At some point, it becomes fair game to discuss openly.
Yeah, you want to discuss
But even
it.
now, I still won't sit here and say what the thing in Sixth Sense was, because that one is such a unique example of what can really change your whole perception of a movie just because of that one fact. But it's a delicate dance. The whole thing of spoilers is a delicate dance.
Yeah, I have a policy. I will not talk about spoilers when I'm in a theater or out with food with friends and we're talking about a movie. I'm always looking around.
Yeah,
like,
I'm careful with that stuff.
I just, because for me, I really hate spoilers, and it's part of like my daily life to not ruin things for other people.
And then it becomes even more difficult because 15 different people will have 15 different definitions about what a spoiler is. So we got to be so careful with each other.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.